what is up? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ebony and I'm a registered naturopathic nutritionist, and I specialise in things like acne, hormone health, gut health, energy, PCOS as well. And today's video we're going to be talking all about progesterone. Now I do love progesterone as a hormone because when it is in balance and it is working how it should be, it calms us down, it makes us feel great, it loves our skin, like our skin looks really great when we've got a bit of progesterone in our life. However, if your progesterone is out of balance and your body's struggling to make enough progesterone, this can definitely come with some very much unwanted side effects, things like infertility, irregular periods, or even maybe just a loss of periods altogether, mood changes, or even sleep disturbances. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing all of that and also sharing what you can do to boost your progesterone and help it find its balance. At this point, I do also just want to add in that it is common to see progesterone decline with age, particularly because as we get older, particularly when you're heading more towards that menopause, our ovulation is going to start happening less frequently and our cycles start to become further and further apart. So that's also just something to take into consideration. So to start off with, let's do a little bit of an introduction for progesterone. So progesterone is one of our steroid hormones and it is produced in small amounts by the adrenal glands, in kind of medium amounts by the ovaries, and then in huge amounts by our placenta, and that is through pregnancy. Now, the role progesterone plays in our monthly cycle is after ovulation, progesterone increases, and its job is to basically support the uterine lining and help thicken it up. Now, when you come to the end of your cycle and you are not pregnant, that uterine lining is what sheds, and then your progesterone is going to drop back down to zero. If, however, you do fall pregnant, your progesterone is going to remain elevated and it's going to stay elevated to continue supporting that lining and supporting then from there a healthy pregnancy. So with that being said, if you are watching this video and you have results that you have high progesterone levels and they've been high for, you know, a prolonged amount of time, go to your doctor straight away and discuss that with your GP, because as I've just explained, once you have your bleed and you've come on your period, progesterone should drop back down to zero. So yeah, if you have long, prolonged levels of progesterone, you could be pregnant, so definitely worth taking a pregnancy test, but also my key advice is go visit your GP straight away and discuss this with them. Definitely the most common concern and complaint I see around progesterone is having low progesterone levels, so let's get into that. So when it comes to having low progesterone levels, it is highly likely you also probably have more of an estrogen dominance. The two kind of go hand in hand, because when there is like a higher level of estrogen, there's not enough basically progesterone to balance the two hormones out. They do kind of work a little bit like that. So yeah, if you're having low progesterone, there's also a chance your body is also higher on the estrogen side. So that's another thing you also want to take into consideration and focus on. I think sometimes people think when it comes to hormone imbalances, maybe they've got like one hormone that's out of balance, but it doesn't really work like that. Like hormones do have a definite knock-on effect. So in this case, as I just explained, if your progesterone is low, it is likely that your estrogen is high, so you've also got kind of two imbalances there going on. Okay, so it's the part of the video that I know is really the only part you probably care about, which is what can I do to support my progesterone, and in fact maybe some of you just skip straight to this part. So first thing is support your adrenals 100%. As I mentioned at the beginning, progesterone is produced in small amounts from the adrenals, so we want to make sure that we're supporting adrenal health. The number one thing is reduce that stress. Listen, this is something that I am always like prescribing to my clients, is working on like reducing stressing and telling them, you know, you've got to make this a priority. And it is mind-blowing to me how much people want to push this to the side and they think, oh, I can't be bothered to face that on. I just want a supplement. I just want, you know, to take something else and that to fix it. Listen, okay? Reducing your stress is gonna be one of the most powerful things you can do, really. Not only for just health in general, but in this video, in talking of progesterone, reducing your stress is one of the best things that you can do to support it. When it comes to people's like pregnancy journeys, this is one of the most common reasons of either struggling to conceive or even seeing miscarriages in early pregnancy, is because they are stressing so much. It affects that progesterone in the body, and if progesterone is struggling, it will reject that pregnancy. Now, if that is not enough to convince you to focus on reducing your stress, I'm going to give you a bit more science to back this up. Progesterone is actually produced from something called pregnenolone. I can never say this right. Pregnenolone. I don't know why, but that is such a tongue twister to me. So yeah, progesterone is produced from this, and also your cortisol is produced from that. Now, if your cortisol levels are high, that always takes priority over progesterone. So if your stress is out of the control and really, really high, your pregnenolone is going to produce more cortisol to compensate, and progesterone is going to be kicked to the curb. So that's also another reason and how basically stress can also contribute to lowering your progesterone levels. So hopefully that convinces you now to focus on your stress. Some other ways that you can support your adrenals is taking a B complex. B vitamins are very, very important for adrenal health. And also you could try some adaptogens. So adaptogens are herbs which help to modulate the stress response. So they actually work both ways. They're very, very clever. So I'll pop a list on the screen right now of some adaptogens that are really good for adrenal health. The next tip to support progesterone is nice and simple. It's increase your vitamin C rich foods. So I'll put them on the screen right now. Try and get as many of those into the diet as you can. Get variety. Variety is key with health. So yeah, increase the vitamin C. The next thing is Vitex, or also known as Agnus castus. I love this herb. I recommend it in tincture form. I will leave my favourite one down below in the UK, and I'll also try and find some other ones that I also like down below. Quality is everything when it comes to like herbs that you're taking. Before I go any further with this, if you have PCOS, I highly recommend that you go get some professional guidance on whether this is the right thing for you to take, because it is very controversial in this area. With PCOS, your LH, your luteinizing hormone, in some people, not everyone, it can differ individual to individual, but in some people with PCOS, it can be already quite elevated, and Agnus castus can further elevate that. So yeah, definitely recommend if you've got PCOS, go get some professional guidance if it is right for you to take. But if you don't have PCOS, Agnus castus is amazing to support progesterone and support ovulation. And yeah, I have so many success stories of restoring regular cycles in people and regular ovulation with this herb. So yeah, it's definitely one of my go-tos. Another option that you could explore is you could actually go speak to your doctor and see if they can prescribe you bioidentical progesterone. Yeah, as long as you have that blood work and you know that your progesterone is low, then that is definitely a conversation you can have with your doctor, and many women find that very, very beneficial. The next thing to focus on is fats, and in particular we're talking about cholesterol, and it's like, oh, cholesterol, I thought that was terrible for us. Yes, in crazy high amounts that people in the traditional like Western diet now eating, definitely, but cholesterol in, you know, reasonable amounts is very, very good for us, because actually many of our hormones are actually created from cholesterol. If you have low cholesterol intake in your diet, that actually could be a reason why you're not producing enough of your hormones, because there's not enough cholesterol really to make them. So healthy fats are incredibly important. So again, on the screen, get some more of these sources into your diet, and make sure you're not having a low fat diet. Now, if you remember earlier on, I also said when you have low progesterone, you also likely have estrogen dominance. So another way to support your progesterone and increase it is to really address that estrogen dominance and help bring that back down into balance. So things that you can do for this: B6. B6 helps with our stress response, so it's also very good for those adrenals, but it also supports our liver to help and break down the estrogen. And when we have estrogen dominance, you really want to be supporting your liver's ability to detoxify and break down your hormones. It plays a huge role in hormone balance, and particularly with estrogen. So yeah, B6, fantastic for that. Sticking with the conversation of the liver and estrogen dominance, like this really is the hub I personally would focus on first. So things that you can do to further support your liver is things like turmeric, and you can add that in your cooking, or maybe have turmeric tea or do shots, anything. You know, turmeric is very versatile, great liver loving food. You've also got things like dandelion. You can either have dandelion tea, I have a cup of that nearly every single day, or you can take it in a tincture form if you really want to have a bit more of a potent exposure to it. You've also got your cruciferous vegetables, so things like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, red cabbage, all of these kind of varieties. They are liver loving foods because they contain indole-3 carbinol, which helps to support our detoxification process. I will just say, anyone watching this video who has any thyroid concerns, particularly hypothyroidism, if you do eat cruciferous vegetables, make sure they're cooked, because the raw form actually can be disruptive to your thyroid because it contains something called goitrogens. And just don't overdo it on those vegetables. Like if you've got thyroid concerns, you know, 3 cups a week max, that's enough. If you don't have thyroid concerns, you could probably eat a little bit more. To give you an idea of how much I eat, I probably do like at least 1 to 2 minimum portions of cruciferous vegetables a day. You've also got milk thistle, that's also fantastic. Again, you can do that in tincture form, or you can have it included in teas. You've also got magnesium, so if you do want to take another supplement, magnesium is fantastic. I actually, across the board, magnesium I can really pretty much recommend to everyone. It's something that as a population, to be honest with you, not even population, what's the right word? I don't know what the right word is, it's not coming into my head. But with magnesium, our soils are just nothing like they used to be. We do not get enough magnesium through foods anymore. It's very, very unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So we've got to make sure that we're supporting our magnesium intake. I'm very passionate about this because magnesium is required for over 300 functions in the body. Hormone health, it is so crucial. In fact, it's actually my most commonly prescribed supplement in clinical practice for anyone who comes to me with hormonal complaints. Whether it is PCOS, whether it is like PMS and like painful periods or headaches, migraines, literally all sorts of hormonal complaints, magnesium is an absolute star for it. Or even just trying to get someone's cycle back to being regular. So I really recommend magnesium, definitely. This is also going to help with your adrenals as well, because it also helps with our stress response. So yeah, it's a fantastic mineral. Definitely recommend trying that one out. And then the other thing you want to think about is what kind of like toxic load or just burden is on your liver right now. Like, are you drinking a lot of alcohol? Are you taking lots of medications? And also, are you taking like medications, things like paracetamols and ibuprofen? You know, how frequently are you having those? You know, think about that kind of load that is going on the liver as well. You've also got, you know, your exposure to even like things you touch, like your cosmetics, your cleaning supplies. All of these things actually can affect estrogen in the body. So yeah, just think about this and think, you know, is there any kind of lifestyle and just external things that you could either change up, because that also does contribute to hormone health as well. And then the other thing you want to do to reduce any kind of dominance of estrogen is just make sure you're maintaining a healthy weight. So definitely recommend, look at your weight, look at your BMI, look at your fat percentage of your body, and you know, just check that is in with a healthy range. If it is out of the range, then highly recommend, you know, get your exercise going and really focus on trying to get that down, because that will be absolutely pivotal with supporting your hormone health. Okay guys, so I hope you made notes on all of that. I hope that you've learned maybe a thing or two from this video, and I hope that I've helped in some kind of way. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also click that notification bell wherever it is. And also, I don't really speak about this much, but I do have a vlog channel and I'm really ramping up the videos over there. So if you aren't following that already, I'll leave that link down below. So go, yeah, follow the vlog channel where you can kind of see more like my day-to-day life and yeah, all of that kind of stuff, you know, that you'd expect in vlogs. I'm also sharing my fitness journey over there. I'm really ramping up my fitness game at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of a key thing over there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening when you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.